Well, I'm delighted to welcome our guest today, fresh from London Fashion Week and founder of Hair and Care, Anna Cofone. Welcome to
Hello.
the podcast. Hello.
Hi, Selena. Hi, everyone. Thank you for welcoming me to Seesaw. Really excited about this. So, yeah, thank you very much.
How are you? How was London Fashion Week?
You know what? It was amazing. I've been working in fashion for over 15 years now and doing London Fashion Week for about 5 years. And I would say that this season just topped it. It was absolutely amazing for a lot of reasons that we'll be able to get into. But it was brilliant. It was brilliant, intense. I normally have a team of around 20 to 26 assistants and a producer. So it's very, very intense, very full on, lots of drama backstage, but a lot of excitement and yeah, a big first for Hair and Care because it supported its very first show.
Wow.
Incredible. So before we jump into hair and care, and that's of course what we want to really dive into, of course, Anna. But would you mind like telling us a bit about your backgrounds at all?
Yeah. So, well, I'm a hairstylist. I started off, just the normal way, just working in a salon in Berkshire with an incredible salon group called Harrington's. I did my apprenticeship with them after studying performing arts. I had this dream that I was going to be a singer, but didn't quite have the voice. So it was then a big reality check of, oh gosh, I've done a degree in performing arts. Now what do I go and do? And hairdressing felt like the obvious route, weirdly, because during our course we were able to like kind of explore all the different aspects of production, hair, makeup, fashion. And so yeah, I really love this idea of creating characters and all of the things that are necessary to create a story. So off I went to do my apprenticeship, qualified, was with this salon group for a good 7-8 years, and then I decided to move to London and pursue a career as a session hairstylist. So it slightly different for those who don't know. Session hairstyling really means doing hair within the fashion, music, and film industry. So it's very focused on fashion shoots, music videos, red carpet shows, as opposed to the traditional salon work of cutting or coloring clients' hair in the salon on a daily basis.
What made you want to make that move?
I was really fortunate after I qualified that I was entered into a competition that was run by L'Oreal, and it was to find like kind of the young under 25. I won't tell you how long ago that was. Under 25 hairstylist of the UK, and the focus of that competition was presenting and creating show looks on stage. And after several heats, I won it. And so part of that winning title was to then work on lots of different fashion shoots for various magazines, and that kind of really it sort of triggered this the passion to want to go into that side of hairstyling, because it also had a much more I had a better alignment to what I had studied in performing arts. So I thought if I can use my hairdressing skills to then actually create creative imagery for either photo shoots or shows, then actually this is the way I want to go now.
Were you starting to make a bit of a name for yourself then with those styles in the magazines?
Yeah. I mean, it was a slow burner. I had to kind of start from the beginning, to be honest, because it's just a different circle of people. It requires different skills. I was really fortunate to join the team of an incredible hairstylist called Sam McKnight, who was hairstylist to Princess Diana and worked with the likes of, like, you know, Mario Testino, Bruce Weber for various publications like Italian Vogue and French Vogue, but as well as luxury fashion houses. So I trained with him. I was on his team, and kind of, you know, learned the ropes really of what I needed to become a session hairstylist, and did the circuit for about 3 years up until about 2011.
Wow, incredible! A lot of a lot of experience then, like especially going into what you do now. But of course, like you still doing that sort of work? Is it sort of like a side hustle of yours, or is it entirely hair and care as the primary focus now?
Yeah, it's, you know, it's I'm really lucky in that, being a session hairstylist, I manage my own time. So yes, I'm still in it, still working with, you know, music artists and you know, on various other shoots, as well as running hair and care. So yeah, I would say I'm kind of in a really fortunate position where I can work, still maintain this, you know, portfolio of clients, as well as give back and do something that has, you know, kind of been a passion of mine and a motivation for a while.
With the Brit Awards just having been this weekend, can you name any of the sort of musicians that you've worked with?
I wasn't at the Brit Awards this year, but I did work with Dua Lipa for about five years. I kind of with her at the very beginning of her career up until her album Future Nostalgia. So I got to work on some really exciting hair looks that enabled her to kind of transition from being the young artist that she was when she first came onto the scene to who she is now. I mean, an incredible singer and songwriter, and also worked with many others as well. But yeah, were you watching the Brit Awards?
Best Pop Act, wasn't it, yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah, Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good knowledge.
I watch it every year. I love it.
Brilliant.
Amazing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pass to Selena, and let's jump into hair and care.
Okay.
Right.
So let us know, how did hair and care come about?
So hair and care, it was so I grew up with a blind parent. He had my father had retinitis pigmentosa, and he sadly passed away just over 10 years ago. So there was a real motivation to want to do something, not just in his honor, but also that utilized my, you know, skills and my expertise in you know, in what I've been able to gain over these last 15 years of being a hairstylist. And it, you know, and I guess as a hairstylist, you can see the difference that creating a hairstyle, a look on someone can have on their confidence and their identity. And it's, you know, it's a very obviously personal and intimate type of service, because you're working so closely with people, and to be honest, it, you know, it doesn't differ from, you know, working with a client in a salon to working with, you know, a Grammy Award winning music artist to a supermodel. The effect is always the same. You know, a person feels taken care of, they feel confident, they have a sense of, you know, self-worth, and I think I saw very early on in my career that effect, and I was very passionate about getting to a point where I could then, you know, give back, and especially to the VI community. I saw the impact that self-care had on my father. He was always wonderfully dressed, would often cut his own hair, learned how to do it with clippers and using an envelope to get the straight back and sides, and I saw how good it made him feel whenever we would go out and people would comment on his appearance. I think that in a way helped him to feel seen. And so fast forward to 2019, so just before the pandemic started, I came up with this idea of teaching, you know, hair skills and the fundamentals in hair care to blind and low vision people. And I approached the Royal Society for Blind Children. At the time, they were based in Dalston. I'm in Hackney, so it was just a really easy and organic conversation where I was able to go into their office and introduce myself and give them some insights in what it was that I wanted to do with hair and care, and they really loved it, and they felt that was something that would really help their service users, particularly because that it's a younger audience of VIs that they have in their network. But then sadly COVID struck, and the first hair and care workshop had to be online, and we carried out those workshops, sort of every 6 to 7 weeks during the pandemic, and then in the August of 2021, we moved them to in-person workshops, and they've been going ever since. We run them once a month. For now, that they are for women and young girls, because we felt that it was just important to create a safe space, especially for those women who identify as a particular religion, and needed to have a safe space in order to be able to remove any clothing to show their hair. So to date, we've probably reached more than 300 women and young girls, and have been able to really teach this idea of hair care being a part of self-care.
No, fantastic. That's great. And you know what? Yeah, like growing up and losing my vision, I've been like proud of your appearance, and the way you look is something that I still think of now. I mean, my personal hair skills are not great. I can like straighten my hair, and that's about as far as it goes at the moment. I think I might need to attend one of these workshops. But what can people...
You're more than welcome.
Love to. What kind of things can people expect from the workshops?
I mean, we start with the basics. So part of the setup is that we have these partnerships with incredible brands, from Denman to GHD to Babulous to Authentic Beauty Concept, whereby they provide us with tools and products. So we create these complimentary hair care kit bags. So every new person that attends a workshop will receive a hair care kit bag. And so any new person attending will get to learn, what's inside their kit bag, what do they need for their particular hair type. We really delve into that. We talk about different hair textures, share thoughts and insights into how best to look after that type of texture, and we also look at the fundamentals of hair care. So learning how to wash your hair properly. What we found is that a lot of the younger girls who might have been born with no vision, they've kind of had the support of a parent or a sibling to help them with washing their hair, and not actually learned how to do it themselves. So we explore that, and we share valuable insights into how to do that properly, because it's all part of, you know, self-care, even though it's not creating a style or an on-trend look. It's just as important knowing how to wash your hair, your scalp properly, learning how to, you know, massage it well as well. That can also have huge benefits on how a person can then feel about themselves. And then, you know, we go right the way through. We teach how to do a braid, a plait, a bun, teach hair hacks, you know, how to get texture in your hair without having to use heated tools. Yeah, there's lots of different styles that will, you know, break down. And so the other great thing that we do is we switch it up. So we've got people who have come that have been regulars ever since 2021, and then, you know, on a lot of occasion there are also new people that will join us, and so we really like to keep those groups mixed, and so we'll pull on those who are regular to share insights into, you know, the tools that the new people will find in their goodie bags. We'll do, you know, quizzes to like challenge the regulars. We'll also get them to work on each other for those that feel comfortable to style each other's hair. And on those occasions when someone doesn't want to have their hair styled by somebody else, they'll learn how to do it either on themselves or on a training head. So we have training heads, like dolls' heads that have hair, obviously, and so they get to like practice on them as well. So they're, you know, they're really fun. I've got a great team of volunteers that support me, who are all experienced hairstylists, and we just, you know, make sure that we're always checking in with the needs of the service users that come to the workshops. And they, you know, it's also become a community gathering. You know, I think for a lot of people who maybe feel, you know, isolated or don't work, that the hair and care workshops have also created this safe space where women and younger girls can come together, and, you know, and it's a day out for them. It's an afternoon out, and it's a chance for them to not only come and learn, but also build new friendships. And, you know, we've got a few women who have been coming since the very beginning, who, you know, were very maybe quiet at first, and now they're, you know, they're confident, they're willing to share their thoughts and ideas and what they've learned. And yeah, it's just so rewarding to see that natural progression in confidence and self-esteem.
Wow, it sounds absolutely incredible. And I think we've all sort of experienced different aspects of hair care. I have none
anymore. You're going to ask for volumizing techniques.
I don't think. Oh well, I definitely need some volumizing techniques for my kind of situation.
I can send you over some wigs. You know, you can pick your favorite pop stars. You know, we could have a David Bowie look, we could go for a standout ballet look. Yeah.
I'm not sure how the wife would react, but I'll give anything a go. But no, it sounds like amazing work, and the community building, especially there. And it's not just having care in your own appearance. It's because what other people see of you is one thing, especially when you have low vision or no vision at all. But then there's the other sides of it, like the texture, and knowing that you've actually put in some effort into your appearance, and that's what makes you feel so good. And that must be really empowering to be working with all of these individuals who are walking away, and they get different experiences, like through feeling the difference from using different products on their hair, and what the outcome of that is, as well as knowing that they've really sort of like taking away some good lessons. That must be like really, really great to see.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you know, it essentially, you know, what we're doing here is creating better accessibility, you know, for many of these people. I know from, you know, from what I experienced, you know, with my father, you know, it was hard for him to go into a hair salon or a barber shop. You know, often if either myself or my siblings or my mum accompanied him, you know, they would ask us, oh, you know, what does your dad want? It's like, well, how about just, you know, asking him, you know, just because he's blind, that doesn't mean that he doesn't feel his head, or he doesn't have an idea of what he'd like to look like. And I think that that's greater than, you know, these workshops. For me, it's about increasing accessibility across the board, not just within the hair and beauty industry, but also across, you know, fashion, you know. And I think that because it's such a visual industry, and although there are many groups of people out there with other disabilities that I'm sure also feel unseen and unheard, I think that particularly for those who are blind and low vision, there is a greater disregard, and we experience that, coming back to that point that I made earlier about London Fashion Week, and why this particular season really kind of topped it for me, was because Hair & Care managed to partner with a designer who I was leading the hair look for. So I designed the hair look, and we were able to make her show. So the designer was an incredible designer and a friend of mine called Sinead O'Dwyer, I would say that within the London Fashion Week schedule, she's probably the most prolific in terms of having a diverse and an inclusive cast of models. There are models who are in wheelchairs that will be in her show, and so she was, you know, really passionate about this idea of Hair & Care supporting her show with this idea of inviting blind and low vision women to come and experience the show. But we went two steps further with that. We wanted to really make sure that we made it accessible. And so what we organized was for women like Claire Sisk, who has Can See, Can't See, and also Lucy Edwards and Emily from Fashionista. They were able to meet the designer and were able to feel and hear about the different fabrics that Sinead used to create her looks that were then later seen on the runway. And then following on from that, they were also invited to come backstage at London Fashion Week. So whilst we were getting the models ready, they were also welcomed to come backstage. They got to have their hair done by myself and some people on my team. And then they were able to experience the atmosphere of sitting on the front row at the show, whilst the show was happening, they were listening to audio descriptions of each of the looks as the models were catwalking in real time. And that was all put together by my team at Hair & Care. So, and it was a huge success, with coverage across British Vogue, Dazed magazine, and also the BBC News.
Oh, that's incredible. I'm loving the audio description as well. That's such an underappreciated thing, but it makes all the difference. And I'm so glad to hear that was like a part of it, because it's often forgotten about, and it's only just becoming more and more mainstream. Even with the big companies like ITV have only just started doing it for sport, which is baffling. But that's absolutely incredible.
Yeah, it was a really rewarding moment, you know, for me, just being able to kind of, you know, bring the two worlds together of, you know, and what I'm obviously equally passionate about. But yeah, just to see how how hair and care and the blind and low vision community could be a part of, you know, London Fashion Week, and for it to have, you know, to have been delivered as safe and as accessible as, you know, we needed it to be, was just a huge achievement. And yeah, and to have the trust of, you know, women like Lucy Edwards and Claire and Emily was just, you know, amazing, and just, you know, proof that what hair and care stands for and what it's trying to do is necessary, and it's important, and we kind of want to continue growing, not only to reach more blind and low vision women and young girls with learning hair care, but also to help make the industry accessible. And you know, it's not going to happen overnight. It's, you know, I think there's a long journey ahead. I think we've just started scratching the surface with the workshops and with London Fashion Week, but we've got a long way to go in order to get brands like hair tools, you know, straightening irons, hair dryers, curling irons, even, you know, products in shops, you know, simple things like having either braille or, you know, QR codes that a person can then scan to then hear audio descriptions about what that product is for. But yeah, I've got a lot of years, I think, left in me, so hopefully we can hopefully it's achievable.
When you mentioned growing as well, have you got any more plans to do any sort of more online things for those that can't get to the in-person ones?
Yeah, we are open to doing you know, webinars and online workshops. They're obviously, you know, they're harder, they are hard, because you know, it's difficult to teach how to do a braid, or, you know, a sleek ponytail or a bun, you know, online, but for sure doing like introductory workshops about, you know, learning what hair texture a person has, you know, learning about basic products to use, you know, for sure. Anyone out there that, you know, isn't in East London or can't get to our studio in Hackney, then please, you know, reach out, send us an email at Hair and Care Project, and you know, if there's several people that would like to group together and have an online workshop, I can for sure look into that.
Awesome. And where can people get hold of you?
They can get hold, oh gosh, good question. What's our email address? So, well, our website is hairandcareproject.com. Our Instagram is our wonderful Instagram that my incredible team have worked so hard to create, is also called at hair and care project. And then our email is hairandcareproject@gmail.com.
Amazing. And as always, I will pop all of these in the show notes, so don't worry about remembering those. If you scroll down on whatever you're listening to us on, all the links will be there, including the email address, website, and Instagram. So everything will be in the show notes for you.
Thank you. And we're also, just, you know, to put something else out there, which, you know, anyone who could support us with this, I will forever be grateful. We have got a live survey out there, which it's basically to help us gain valuable insights into people's needs. You know, what is it that you need in order to help make the hair and beauty industry more accessible? We're working on a big idea, which, you know, if we can get all the insights that we need, the data that we need, and the right funding, we'll be on our way to creating something really, really amazing, which will help reach more people, not just in the UK, but globally, with you know, necessary access to, you know, tutorials, workshops, and community. So if you could please include the link to our survey in that
Yes.
would be amazing. And yeah, anyone out there that can fill it in. We've made sure we've worked with the team at the RNIB to make sure that the form is as accessible as possible. So we've been really conscious of that, but it might need the support of a sibling, a parent, or a friend, or a carer to help you fill it in. But it should be fairly straightforward. Our goal is
Absolutely.
to get to over 100 responses. So we're about 20 to 30 responses away from that. So yeah, anyone out there who's blind or low vision, or you know someone who's blind and low vision, and you can support them with filling in the survey, then yeah, please do so, because it means that we can get to getting this project on track.
Sounds exciting, this project. Oh, it's like a tease. I want to know more.
Well, I promise to do a second podcast once we've got all the data and raised the funds.
Oh, brilliant.
Absolutely.
I've got one other question. I'm surprised the guys haven't asked you. So you've talked a lot about female hair care. What about for the boys?
Yeah, look, you know, my dad was male, so it's just as important. You know, I think that irrespective of gender, self-care is important to everyone. So I think that a lot of what we teach, once we get this project on the road, we'll be able to also, you know, reach men as well, and you know, those who identify as they. It will be, you know, accessible to everyone, but it's just as important, you know. And I think that whatever needs there are to help someone feel more confident about themselves, and if hair is that, then yeah, you're just as important, you know, knowing how to wash your hair properly, knowing what style suits you, and maybe what products to use to achieve that style or help cope with your texture, because some people have got type 3, type 4 texture, so that's curly, coily, kinky hair. Sometimes they don't want that, and they want to have straight hair. So, you know, learning what products you can use and what you can do to achieve the style or the feel that's going to make you feel confident is important. Yeah. What's your routine?
Well, I am glad to hear that is in scope. I have no routine other than shaving my head.
Right. So how does that make you feel?
To be honest, it makes me feel great. Not so much in the winter when it's very cold, and then the hats usually come out just so I don't get cold when I'm out and about. I did have a bit of a tragic story at a local barber recently before going on holiday, which is one of the trials of being visually impaired, where my beard was trimmed a lot lower down on one side than the other.
Oh dear.
And because I couldn't see anything, when I was asked, "Oh, how's that?" I just instinctively, as a man, went, "Yep, looks great," until my wife corrected me, saying that I had half a face of hair and the other half was barely any at all.
Oh wow.
Which is a trial that I have to go through, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I do take care of my beard, of course. I like to oil it when it's longer, and then make sure it's nice and trim at my barber's. So the days are gone of being a mountain man. It's not a strong look anymore.
Yeah, but I imagine, you know, when it's a positive visit and you're not left with an asymmetric beard, that you feel good about yourself. You feel confident.
Yes, absolutely, and I'm just embracing the grey as well, which is always good. I've not gone for the dye yet. I've just embraced it.
Great. And what about yourself, Selena and Eric?
Oh gosh, like I need so much help with my hair. Terrible. Years and years I'd wash my hair every single day, and that we know that's not the right thing to do.
No,
So
no.
now I have, oh my God, I try and wash it every other day, but it feels greasy a lot of the time. So I've now invested in detox shampoo, which is helping to use once a week to get it just a bit back to normal. But
is it fine hair?
No, I have very thick hair, naturally thick hair, and I brush my hair all the time. Yeah, totally.
What's your heritage?
So I'm South Asian background.
Okay, yeah, okay. No, yeah. So often oily scalps can be a thing. Yeah. The key, I'm afraid, Selena, is to only wash it every 4 days. That's
oh
what
my God, no.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it'd be disgusting by that point.
No.
Oh my God.
No. When you do this little exercise for me.
Okay.
Okay, so are you right-handed or left-handed?
Left-handed.
Okay, you're left-handed, right? So with the palm of, with your finger pads, not your fingertips, not the nails, the finger pads.
Yep.
Rub them in a circular motion on the top of your right hand, and you should be moving your skin. If your skin's not moving, you're not massaging, scrubbing your scalp strong enough.
Okay.
And what can happen with that is that you end up getting, irrespective of washing your hair every other day, if there's buildup on the scalp and you're not properly shampooing it, massaging it, that buildup won't shift, and it will keep building up layer on top of layer. So super important that you're washing the scalp properly, not washing the hair, washing the scalp properly. And then you need to try and build up to only washing it once every 4 days, because at the moment what you're doing is you're overstimulating the sebaceous glands, and so that potentially could be what's also contributing to it feeling greasier.
Okay.
So give that a try, and also invest in a dry shampoo. There's an amazing one on the market called Authentic Beauty Concept dry shampoo.
Okay.
Actually, if you send me an email, and don't get jealous, guys. I have a hair kit bag as well, but I feel Selena may need it more. So, Selena, if you send us your address, we'll send you. You're in Leicester, is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we'll send you some products.
Oh, amazing.
And you can try it. And there's a really lovely shampoo and conditioner. But boys, I'm also happy to send you some products as well. Your partners.
I'm not sure what I need. I basically wash my hair every other day, and I've sort of settled on this now. I've been through quite a few different hairstyles. I'm effectively a slightly aging punk rocker, so
right.
It was like this originally when I was a kid, only thicker. I've had mohawks, I've had it completely shaved. I had it really long at one point.
Did you have a mullet?
It got a bit mully at a point, but that was usually when I would get it cut. It used to be coloured quite a lot.
Oh, great. I need to see a mood board of these looks.
It's more of a mood board of my life. The ups and downs. Brilliant. Yeah. Brilliant. I get my hair is a bit dry now. It's actually quite thin, annoyingly, but that's where I'm at now.
Age. Okay. You're coming over. You're crossing over soon.
It happens to all of us. Yeah. It happens to all of us. Yeah, but yeah, it's I'll get those sent out to you, Selena, if you follow up with Clemmy and send us.
Oh, definitely will. Thank you.
Your address, and obviously extending that to both.
You can definitely come back on the pod.
Thank you.
It's great.
I'd love to come back once I know that we can get this project going. I'd love to come back. And we're also looking to do a panel discussion later in the year about accessibility, where we'll be inviting key guests, both from the blind and low vision community, but also industry experts. It's going to be a bit of a kind of round table-ish, where I'm going to be saying to brands, why aren't you not accessible?
Incredible.
So that's going to be later in the year, and then we'll be looking to also get more shows at London Fashion Week accessible. So, you know, maybe you guys could come to a show. Maybe there's something that we could do in conjunction with some of the VI influencers that will be at the shows. And I don't know, maybe can a live podcast happen?
Yeah.
Could that be interesting? Could that be something that we could explore?
Yeah.
Well, we're starting streaming now as well. So non-guest shows we stream live, as well as have the recorded versions. So it's something we're definitely dabbling in and getting our video set up better and better. So branching out.
Right.
So yeah, absolutely. We'd love to be involved.
Well, that's everything for this week then. Anna, thank you so much for coming along. We really appreciate you being here.
Thank you so much. So wonderful speaking to you all. Thank you for having me.
And yourself, and we'll hopefully speak again soon.
Hope so too. Thank you guys. See you soon.
Thank you for listening to Seesaw Podcast. Your feedback and comments mean a lot to us, so if you'd like to get in touch, you can do so in the following ways.
You can find us on X at Seesaw Pod, Facebook, Instagram and YouTube at Seesaw Podcast. You can email us at seesawpodcast@gmail.com and you can stream with us live every week on Twitch at Seesaw Podcast.
Remember to like, rate, review and share with a friend.
This podcast was recorded in front of a blind audience.